Thank you. screen is still there.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes. Yes. Hello? Yes, the yacht has been arranged. I think His Highness will land at 6 in the evening. The private plane? Sure. Yes, the airport authorities have arranged the security upgrade. Yes, but his nephew has requested for the private beach, huh? It has to be set up, yes, the private beach. I think for 25 women and 20 men. No children. They need to be at school, Habibi. Yes. So for dinner, some large shrimp, the caviar for sure, and you have basmati rice, the very long grain, extra large. What? No, only Evian. Nobody drinks the normal water. Huh? What? No, only Evian. Nobody drinks the normal water. Oui, merci. D'accord. The women need to be chauffeured to the designer. Yes. Yes, pure silk. Pure silk. And a diamond pendant for all the 25 women each. Your best diamonds. D'accord. Okay, also remember to leave a bouquet of 100 roses on each bed. Your best roses. We don't care about the dollars. لحظة شوي. Hello? Yes, the house for the butler is being taken care of. Yes, of course. Please arrange for his vaccine.
complicated. The point that I want to make is about how we think we have these freedoms, illusionary freedoms to travel, but really we're posting these things on our social media. Yeah, I was here, I took pictures, this is where I went, look at me, I'm so great. And then people go to our social media and they give us likes, and some people love it. Some people say, oh, you're so great, you're so great, you have all these things going on in your life, like, how do you do this? And what we don't realize is every single thing that we're putting on our social media is being calculatively used against us. The advertising companies are, they've got algorithms that are scanning all of the words that we're using, all of the phrases that we're using. Everything's being documented and processed, and it's being used to manipulate us. So we think that by our sharing these things with our friends, we're making like we're sharing our experiences, and like, isn't that great? But what we don't realize is that we're willingly giving away our personal information that can be used against us. So, and the news corporations, the advertising, which I will call corporate advertising or news, they're basically manufacturing these messages. For instance, like, we've got this virus that's going around, so they're giving us all these statistics, they're giving us all this information about this virus. You need to get travel papers, you need to have a PCR test, you need to have a vaccine certificate, you need to have all these things in order to be able to travel, and they're reinforcing this through messaging that's repeating over and over and over again on the news, and then saying things like 70% of the people in this country are at the vaccination point, which really, I find it quite ironic that all these different countries can all be at this point where they have 70%. Like, did somebody just magically pick that number out of the air, 70%? How did that number even happen? Well, it just happens to be a number that if 70% of the people have agreed to do something, then the rest of the people feel obligated to go along with it, because by human nature, we want to be part of this pack. We don't want to be the person that doesn't belong. We want to be part of what's going on. So we're very quietly being manipulated to go through these processes that we wouldn't do normally, because that's what everybody else is doing. And so the media's selling us this product, which is pharmaceuticals, and they're selling us war. Like the war, let's look at the conflicts in the world right now. We think these conflicts are religious conflicts, or they're conflicts, the blacks against the whites, the Mexicans against the Chinese, like all these different people. We're drumming up all this conflict in the world, pitting people against gays, against the straights, all lives matter. Like, you can't say all lives matter, because all lives don't matter, apparently. It's only these specific special groups that can have protection. But what happens is, this divisionary tactics is what's degrading the human qualities. We're not having the same kind of society because we're being pitted against each other through these fake wars, religious wars, because you got the Catholic Church taking over the education system in third world and developing countries, and then you've got the the defense contractors drumming up war in places where they can go in and make money. I mean, war is really profitable. It's one of the most profitable industries happening. So, and the defense technologies, these people are making so much money off defense technologies. If you don't have an enemy, you can't have a war. So you gotta manufacture an enemy. Who's our enemy gonna be? I don't know, some terrorist, bad guy, who knows? So we have like this process where pretty much everything that's happening around us is an illusion, a story that's being created by these advertising companies who are posing as the news and are telling us, this is how you have to live, this is what you need to be afraid of, this is what you need to eat. Our transportations are being controlled, our weather systems are being controlled. You have all these forest fires. Well, how are these forest fires happening? I mean, there's reports that most of the fires have been started by arsonists. Not by nature, not by global warming, but like people actually setting the fires. How can you have like all these arrests for people for arson if the fires are being caused by global warming? So nothing really what we think is the truth is the truth. It's an illusion, the same way our democracy is an illusion. We think that we have the answers, but we don't, because we're not getting the truth anymore. And it's like an illusion that a filmmaker has. Like Hitchcock created so much suspense without using any techniques other than camera trick or silence or loss, you know. But now we have all these special effects. We have these intense ways to actually scientifically manipulate the mankind. And you know, with our social media, we're so inundated with so much information that's coming at us from so many different directions. We're hearing constant noise, constant clutter, we're being barraged by all these messages that are coming at us from everywhere. But really, what is the truth? Where is the truth? We have this idea that we think we know what it is, but it's basically the illusion, the same illusion of there being like